Well, we have reached the 6th chapter of the course, and in this chapter we are going to learn about mathematical and statistical functions. But if you remember in the previous chapters, when we learned about logical and textual functions, the input of these functions was a cell and not a colon. But in this chapter, the integers are colons. And from this chapter onwards, the topics will be applied. And these functions are part of the parent functions and have many applications. So listen carefully to this chapter and note its points. The first function we want to learn about in this chapter is the SUMIF function. This is a conditional addition function and adds together the numbers that follow a certain condition. Well, the arguments of this function are three parts. The range part, which is the range or area of cells in which the condition is to be searched. The second one is the criteria part, which is the criterion or condition that is supposed to be searched. And the third one is the sum range part, which is the interval or area in which the number exists and is supposed to be summed. Let's see the use of this function in an example together. See, let's assume we have a table that includes the type of official and conventional contract and the amount of employees' salaries. Now we want to calculate the sum of all people's salaries according to the type of contract, which is official here. For this, we use the SUMIF function. We write SUMIF and choose range as the colon in which there is a contract. Criteria is our criterion and condition, which here is officially. Here we can also select a cell containing the official word or enter the official phrase inside the quotation. The next parameter is sum range, which is the colon that we want to sum, which here is our salary colon, and the numbers have the ability to sum. Now we press enter and it shows us the sum of salaries for official people. See here we have another function called the COUNTIF function, which counts according to a condition. This function counts the number of cells in a range that follow a certain condition. The arguments of this function have two parts. The range part is a range of cells whose number is counted based on a specific condition, and the criteria part is the same condition or criterion that is supposed to be counted in the desired range. Well, now in this example, we want to show us the number of people who have official contracts. Then we write COUNTIF. We select the cell that contains the contract type. In the criteria section, select the officials and press enter. And now you will see it shows us the number of people who have official contracts. In this part, we want to learn more about the statistical functions that we have learned so far with some examples. Suppose we have a table in which there are names in this column that contain repeated names, and we want, if that name is a repeated name, an asterisk will be displayed in the cell in front of it. Here we use the COUNTIF function. So we write COUNTIF, we select the desired cell, we put the criterion in the first cell. When we press enter, it shows us that in this column A, how many of these names are in cell A1? Now we double click this cell and drag it down, and you will see the number of all names will be displayed in the cell in front of them. Numbers that are one, that is, that noun, are not repeated. Then we use that and modify the formula like this. We add if to the beginning of the formula and write, if the answer of this COUNTIF is greater than 1, it will show us the star. Otherwise, it will show the blank. And this formula is executed easily. My friends, the point in this example is that you must think and see which function to use will give you the best answer. These functions require a lot of practice, and with a lot of practice, you will get results. Well, guys, thanks for staying with me. Let's do another example together. In this example, we want to write a formula in the cells of column D2 that shows us with an asterisk if someone has sales every 2 months. As you can see, this column is the list of representatives, and these 2 columns are the list of their sales. Well, we do this example in several ways. First, we use the if function. We write if, open parentheses, and this cell is greater than 0. And if this cell is greater than 0, it will show us the star. Otherwise, it will be empty. Well, guys, hope you are not bored till here. Now, we want to do the second method. In the second method, we write if again. Open parentheses. We enter count, enter 2 cells B2 and C2, and say that if the count answer of these 2 cells was equal to 2, that means both cells have data, and if it's full, it will show us the star. Otherwise, it will be empty. And now, we will copy down and the formula will be executed. This is also from the second method. And as for the third method, we write if, open parentheses, if the count blank of these 2 cells is equal to 0, it will show us the star, and otherwise it will be empty. This is the third way to solve this question.